Hi, Josh DeWitt with Brookstone Kennels. We're going to take this segment and talk about interaction with your dog, and I'm going to cover several different areas. We're going to talk about voice and whistle volume, when to be soft and quiet and when to be loud. And we're also going to talk about body language and when you're out training or out hunting with your dog, just what you should be doing and what your body language is communicating to your dog. Okay, so let's just start right there with body language. It's very important that if you want a well-behaved gun dog that's going to perform well out in the field, that you present yourself as the leader. All dogs are looking for a leader. At the end of the day, they're pack animals. They've been that way for 10,000 years, and they look for a leader. If you look at any wolf pack, coyote pack, anything like that, you've always got that alpha male, that alpha female that everybody else is responding to. That is your role in your relationship with your gun dog. You have got to present yourself that way. If you don't, they will soon try to figure out if they're supposed to be leader of your household, leader of your kennel, whatever you have. Most dogs are not mentally equipped to deal with that. What happens is that'll turn into a lot of bad behaviors, barking, those kinds of things, which are not traits that you want in your gun dog. So you want to present yourself as a leader. You need to be what I call quote unquote boss-like. You need to present yourself as the leader to your gun dog and as the boss. Some things that I don't allow with my gun dogs, and this becomes a personal choice how you want to handle this at home. I don't allow my dogs up on furniture, I don't allow them up in my bed, and I do not allow them in my lap. And those are all things that if you allow that with your dog, that's going to give them liberties, and it's going to give them a sense of mentally that they can do things that are going to end up problems in the duck blind. If you allow them up in your lap at home, they're going to want to be in your lap in the duck blind, and then it turns into a big battle, because guess what? You want to be able to stand up and shoot at those birds along with your buddies, and if your dog's in your lap, that's not going to be able to happen. Out here with me, and he's got a good understanding of the relationship between he and I. He's very respectful of my space, and he understands that I call the shots. So these are things that you want to set up at home with your dog, and you need to start early on if you can and set up the rules and expectations with your dog. The next thing I want to talk about is voice and whistle volume. I see this a lot out in the field, people that are way too loud. And what I'm talking about is if your dog is no further away than what he is to me right now. I hear people that are too loud with their dogs. They're using big voices. They're using their whistle right here when they're at their feet. It's a whistle that I would use when the dog's 200 yards out there. So again, we're going to show you a few examples of how to be soft, quiet with your dog around your feet, and how to reserve that big volume, that big voice, that big whistle for when they're out there 200 yards, or if they're out there and they're making a mistake and you need to be able to stop them quickly and correct them. That's the time to use a big voice and a big whistle. Right around here, everything should be quiet. Body language, I want to talk about posture real quick. I see a lot of people that like to crouch down, get down at the dog's level, and what in my experience, what I've seen is if you get down to the dog's level, it's going to encourage them to jump up and those kinds of things. I do a lot of that with pups. When they're young and they don't understand what you're asking them to do, I will get down at their level just to help them and encourage them to come in or whatever it is that we're working on. But an older dog like Patty, who's 2 years old, your body language needs to change and you need to become more boss-like. And I'll show you what I mean just with a short little simple recall. Sit. I'm going to stay up. Good lad. Body posture's up. I'm communicating to him that what I'm asking to do, he needs to do, and I'm actually not asking, I'm telling him to do it. Patty, Patty, good lad, sit. And by doing it this way, I'm communicating to him that you need to do what I'm asking to do. If you get down on their level, they're not really doing it because you're asking them to do it. They're doing it just because you're getting down on their level, and again, that's going to cause other problems. So when your dog is working up through their training and they're getting more confident and they understand what you're asking them to do, your body language needs to tell you, come on in. You don't need to get down at their level, and your relationship with your dog is going to be much better if you'll do it that way. So we'll have a look, we'll do some demonstrations with Patty on just some of the things I've been talking about as far as body language, how to be boss-like, and the volume of your voice and your whistle. So we'll just kind of work in this area so you can have a look. Again, as I mentioned, Patty's a very respectful dog, and he's been set up that way since he was 9 weeks old. And he's very respectful of my space, and he follows me along pretty well. The key here is I just want you to listen to the volume, my tone when he's right here around my feet. Okay, Patty, heel. Doesn't need to be any louder than this. Just keep it quiet. You can see he's happy. Heel, heel. Good lad, heel. Good boy. Now what about whistle? Good lad, good lad. Good. Try this again. Good. I always keep my whistle as soft as I possibly can. Sit down, sit down. When they're around here, it's amazing how far these dogs can hear these whistles. So there's no reason to blow a big loud whistle when he's only this far away or even 10, 15 yards away. He can hear you just fine with a soft whistle. And then you can reserve a loud whistle for, like I said, when he's out there 200 yards and you've really got to get on him because he hasn't stopped or whatever, you want to be able to reserve that because you can use it as a correction at distance. So if you're getting in the habit of using loud whistle and loud voice around your feet, you've lost all your power to get your dog stopped and corrected when he's out there at distance. Then the only option you've got is you've got to go out there and correct him, and that's a long walk out there 200 yards to go correct your dog. So reserve that loud voice and that loud whistle for when they're out there. Try the best you can in your training sessions to keep it as quiet as you can around your feet, and that's going to help you out quite a bit when you get out in the field.